Welcome to Coach Taylor's class videos, and today we're going to talk about Unit 1.6, where we have variables on one side. So we're going to talk about the order at which to do this, and I'm going to be very honest. You can do step 1 first, or you can do step 2 first. It's whatever is easiest for you, in whichever way makes the most sense. They're the same similar thing, and it's kind of up to you. I'm going to do the first one the way the steps are written, and I'm going to do the next one the other way. So find and use the way that's best for you. So when we have variables on both sides, what we're going to do is the step 1 on the notes say to move the variable term first. So my two variable terms are 2x and 7x. Remember, if there's not a sign in front, it's automatically a plus sign. So at this time, I'm moving the entire term. So if I'm going to move the entire term, I'm going to be adding or subtracting it to the other side. I personally do not like negative signs, so I want to move the term that's going to get me a positive number. And so to get a positive number, I'm going to subtract 2x. What I do to one side, I must do to the other side. So my 2x's cancel. I need to bring my constant term down. I need to rewrite my equal sign. 7 minus 2 is going to get me 5x, and I need to bring my constant term down as well. Now, I've got 9 over here, and he is lonely. We've got to get 9 a buddy or a friend to the other side. And so 9 is a constant term. So I need to find the other constant term on the other side so that he can join 9 and be his buddy. So again, I'm going to switch the sign. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. My 26s are going to cancel. I need to bring my 5x or my variable term down. I need to rewrite my equal sign. And 26 plus 9 gets me 35. And now we can do our final step, which is divide by the coefficient, divide by our coefficient. So 7 equals x. Remember, when we're moving an entire term over, we add or subtract. We do not multiply or divide. So now I'm going to do it the opposite. I'm going to do it where I move the constant terms first. So again, I'm going to find my two constant terms. Once I find my two constant terms, I'm going to figure out which one is the easiest to move to see which one's going to get me a positive number. So if I see a negative number, that's always going to be the one I want to move because I'm going to have to make it positive to move it to the other side. So I'm going to switch the sign. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. My 28s are going to cancel. I need to bring my variable term down. 8 plus 28 is 36. And it's a positive 36 because both numbers are positive, and then I need to bring my 6x down as well. Now, I need to find my two variable terms. So I've got 6x. Since there's no sign in front of it, it becomes positive, and I have my 2x, and there's no sign in front of it, so they're both positive. And again, my 2x is my lonely number all by itself, and it needs a buddy. So the way that I'm going to get it a buddy is I'm going to subtract the entire term of 6x by switching the sign. What I do to one side, I must do to the other side. My 6x's cancel. I need to bring my constant term down, which is 36. I need to rewrite my equal sign. And a positive 2 minus 6 is going to get me a negative number because the 6 is my bigger number and we keep the sign of the bigger one. So 6 minus 2 is going to be 4x. And now I get to divide by my constant term. So I'm going to divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. My 4's cancel. 36 divided by negative 4 is a negative 9, which equals x. All right, so let's look at our last example problem. I'm going to go ahead and move my variable terms first because that's just a little bit easier for me, and that's kind of what I'm used to. So again, I'm going to find my variable terms and put boxes around them. If I don't have a sign, I need to make sure I remember that they're positive by putting a positive sign. And I'm going to move the number that keeps my number positive because I don't like negative numbers. So I know that 4 is smaller than 6, so I'm going to switch the sign of my 4. What I do to one side, I do to the other. I'm going to cross out my 4's because they cancel. I'm going to bring down my constant -5. I'm going to put my equal sign. 6 times 4, or 6 minus 4 is 2x. And then again, I'm going to bring down my next constant term, which is -15. And so again, my 5 is all lonely. He doesn't have anybody to play with, anybody to do. So I'm going to bring the other constant term over to him so he's no longer lonely. I'm going to switch the sign. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. My 15's cancel. I need to bring down my variable term. And then 15 minus 5, it's going to be a positive number because 15 is the bigger number. And then 15 minus 5 is a positive 10. And now my last step is I'm going to divide by my coefficient and divide by my coefficient. So my 2's are going to cancel. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 5 equals x. Now, real quickly, I just want to show you something real quick, and we're going to talk about this later in a different set of notes. But when we have variables on both sides, sometimes we can get no solutions. So no solutions is when we do not get the same number on both sides and the variable goes away. So if we were to solve this problem here, 3x plus 5 equals 3x minus 5. To solve it, I'd have to subtract 3x from both sides. And what would happen then is my x's would disappear. And so I'd be left with 5 equals -5. And when 5 equals -5, that's going to be no solutions. Again, my x's went away. That's what tells me it's no solutions. And then finally, infinite many solutions is going to be when you get the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. So here I have 4x plus 12 and 4x plus 12. So that's when we're going to get infinitely many. All right, thank you for watching the notes.